Why is national security of India very rigid and focused about the Agnipath scheme? Are they sensing any war situations? Why is it necessary right now? In recent interview on 21st June, National Security Advisor Ajit Doval said, "All wars are going through a major change. We are moving towards contactless wars and also going to war against the invisible enemy." And he also talked about the protest and said that there is no question of rolling back of the scheme. That means this plan is here to stay. To understand more, we should know why is it necessary and important right now. But before that, let's clear the basics first. On June 14, 2022, Indian government announced a scheme that enables youth Indian citizens to serve the country in Army, Air Force or Navy forces. This will open gates to many motivated, skillful and disciplined youngsters, including boys and girls with an age group of 17.5 to 23-year-old. To be more precise, the Agnipath Scheme or Short-Term Defense Employment Scheme on contract recruits the youngsters to serve in Army, Air Force or Navy for a period of 4 years. The recruitment process will occur twice a year. The Agniveers are trained for 6 months and then deployed for services for 3.5 years. And then, from the total Agniveers, 25% serve as a permanent commission for 15 more years. With this scheme, around 45,000 to 50,000 soldiers will be recruited annually. No wonder Agnipath scheme increases the numbers in Indian Armed Forces. But why Indian government thought this initiative? Right now, let's break into points. India's military budget for the financial year 2022 to 2023 is 5.20 lakh crores and utilizes 1.20 lakh crores on pensions and 2.3 lakh crores as a revenue expenditure. Overall revenue expenditure goes into paying the salaries, office maintenance and pensions. A stat report says India stands the third country to spend on the military budget. To increase the strength of the Indian forces, in June 2020, the invasion of expansionist China army into northeast India sparked alarm in India. As said before, recruiting the youngsters from India aims at making a force of 13 lakh, which can help India to be a powerful country in terms of military force, to increase the strength of Indian forces, to free up funds to produce weapons. The Agnipath scheme reduces the burden of pension bill, and thus Indian government can focus more on producing modernized weapons. A stat report says that Agnipath will make these recruitments to a permanent level, which makes the Indian forces with 13 lakh soldiers. In general, Agniveers' salary benefits are as follows. The freshers are paid a monthly salary of 30,000. In the second year, the salary increments to 3,000, i.e. 33,000. In the third year, the salary increments to 3,000, which is 36,000. In the final year, the salary package is 40,000. Eventually, the Agniveers get around 70% of the salary in hand. A part of 70% in hand salary, Indian government set 30% salary benefits for Agniveer, known as Sevanidhi scheme. So after completion of short-term services, the relieving cadets will get a total amount of 11.7 lakh, total tax-free, and rupees 48 lakh as life insurance. In case of unforeseen conditions like death in the period, the family will get a compensation of 1 crore. And it's not just India which is doing this kind of schemes. There are other lot of countries which are also doing this. But before that, let's know the advantages and disadvantages of this scheme. Agnipath scheme takes the privilege to obtain young defense forces for India. India becomes more stronger with efficient military forces. It allows Indian men and women of ranging 17.5 to 23-year-old to get into service and serve the country. It helps to improve the employment rate in India. It provides the decent package that helps downward people to lift them among the society. After they get out after 4 years, they will be more stronger, skillful and trained than ordinary citizens. The government becomes more flexible in producing modern weapons. There are many unemployed graduates in India. This initiative will be the icebreaker chance to join them in the forces, just to obtain their monthly needs through salary. Due to this, it can cause chaos and create unmotivated contingency. Concerns of job security after they finish the 4 years. This can create a mental stress in the Agniveers. A lump sum of 11 lakh after they finish the 4 years will not fulfill their needs for long term. They soon have to look for a job. The loss of experienced soldiers and the expenditure on training remains void for 4 years. Now coming to the point, is this scheme new or even other countries have adopted it? No, the scheme is not new, and yes, even other countries have adopted it. In Singapore, it's mandatory for an 18-year-old to 40-year-old citizens to join the forces for at least 2 years. This does not restrict to armed forces but also provides services to the post for police and civil defense. In North Korea, citizens must enter into the military forces at the age of 17 and work till 30. 10 years of minimum service in the military is required for a North Korean citizen. In China, citizens who obtained 18 years have to be in the military forces for at least 2 years. In United States of America, citizens can voluntarily join the military forces for up to 4 years, and they can extend their period and work with the forces. There are few countries where the citizens compulsory have to serve the armed forces. They are Georgia, Kuwait, Cambodia, among many. Hence we can only interpret the nonsense of Agnipath scheme. We can't consider it as a burden reducer for the pension bill. Rather, it has its own benefits and concerns. The invasion of expansionist China in the northeast and the war between Russia and Ukraine have opened the eyes of India to focus more on defense. It has become more important for India to tackle the uncertainty and modernize weapons. Adding to this helps to provide an opportunity to a youngster to join in armed forces and create more job opportunities. Anyways, the scheme goes smart if they have benefits after completion of 4 years, or else providing a job opportunity after 4 years for the successful cadets. Anyways, the scheme on the paper doesn't justify anything. It can only be justified until it's implemented. If you like this video, then you definitely like this video as well. Click here and watch the video. Until next time.